New York City goes by many names: the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps, and the concrete jungle. But despite being a concrete jungle, it's a concrete jungle on water. Because Manhattan is an island, Staten Island is an island, and Brooklyn and Queens are part of a really long island, Manhattan alone is surrounded by the Hudson River, Harlem River, East River, and the New York Bay. With all this water, it makes sense to put it to good use for transportation. And in New York, you'll see several types of water vehicles. There's one that will take you to Statue of Liberty, some that will take you to Staten Island, others that will give you a tour of the Manhattan skyline, and even the New York Police Department uses the water for quick transportation. Moving along the New York waters is a pretty chill way to get around the city. And the commuter ferry that New Yorkers are most familiar with is the New York City Ferry. So in this video, we are going to talk about how to use this mode of transportation, its routes, how to pay, and anything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that like button. The New York City Ferry is a mode of transportation along the East River, providing access between Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Roosevelt Island, the Bronx, Governor's Island, and Staten Island. Notable about the NYC Ferry is that it's a great way to view the Manhattan skyline while avoiding traffic, or when you're looking for an alternative to the subway. In the summer, it's an easy way to get to Rockaway Beach. And Coney Island, which is a new route that should be introduced soon this summer. The NYC Ferry is a commuter ferry, meaning it's primarily used for mass transportation. While you can ride it to get a nice view of New York City, you won't get a guided tour. If you want a guided tour, there are cruises for tourists run by other ferry companies. Note that the NYC Ferry does not go to the Statue of Liberty. If you want to go to see Lady Liberty, the only ferry that will take you there is the Statue City Cruises. This channel has a separate video of the Statue of Liberty Ferry. Link to that video is in the description below. Most of the routes of the NYC Ferry are on the East River. There's one route on the Hudson that will take you to Staten Island, and a couple routes that head into the New York Bay that will take you to Rockaway Beach and Coney Island. The Coney Island route was announced to be introduced this summer of 2022. The main port where all except one route will dock is at Pier 11, also known as the Wall Street Stop. If you're coming from any of these places and would like to go to the beaches, Wall Street is where you would transfer. The ferry runs all year round, but services might be modified according to the season. So when the season changes to summer, fall, or winter, make sure to check if the routes have been modified to accommodate for the season. Link to the NYC Ferry website is in the description below. Despite running all year round, the ferry is not 24 hours. Routes run approximately from 6 a.m. to 9 or 10 p.m. It all depends on the route, the day, and the season. Always check the schedule and service alerts. I find that using the NYC Ferry app is pretty convenient. More on the app later. But how do you know which ferry to board? Let's learn by example by looking at the Astoria route. To navigate the ferry system, it's useful to know the terminal ports of the route you are taking. Say you are here at 34th Street and you want to go to the Brooklyn Navy Yard. The ferry you will want to board will have a label that looks like this. AS on orange indicates you are taking the Astoria route. Wall Street, Pier 11 indicates the direction you are headed, which is south where Pier 11 is located. But if you are traveling the opposite direction, say you want to go to Astoria, the ferry you'll want to board will be labeled like this because East 90th is the terminal port in the direction of Astoria. And these signs will look like this on the ferry. A single ride on the ferry is a flat rate of $2.75, just like the New York subway and buses, except ferries charge an extra dollar for bikes. It's important to note that the NYC Ferry has a different operator than the New York subway and buses. This is why you can get a free transfer between the subway and bus, but not to and from the ferry. I also get asked a lot about the Metro card. The ferry does not accept the Metro card, so the unlimited ride for the subway and bus will not be accepted on the ferry. Same with the Omni readers. You can get a ferry ticket via the app or get a paper ticket from a machine at any of the ferry stops. If you get a ticket from the machine, it's valid as soon as it's dispensed. If you get a ticket via the app, it's valid once you activate it. This makes it so that in the app, you can buy tickets ahead of time, and you can also buy and activate multiple tickets if you have a group with you. Tickets will last 90 minutes, so you can transfer for free to another ferry as long as your ticket is active. For example, if you're coming from Astoria and you want to go to Rockaway Beach, a ride from Astoria to Wall Street will be about 45 minutes to an hour. So that means your ticket is still active by the time you get to Wall Street Pier 11. From here, you can use the same ticket to board another ferry to the Rockaways. It's okay if your ticket expires during the second leg of your trip, as long as you board the ferry before your 90 minutes is up. On board, ferries will have toilets, a snack bar serving drinks and food, and outlets for charging, but you kind of have to look for them. If you walk to the back of the ferry and up the back stairs, you can ride al fresco. Either a loudspeaker or ferry attendant will announce stops as you arrive. Before we end, I would like to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to Urban Caffeine and watches these videos week after week. Our community has grown to over 10,000 subscribers. This is a huge milestone. 10,000 people is about half the seats of Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's kind of hard to comprehend. To get to 10,000 subscribers, it took dozens of videos and hundreds of hours of work. A single 5-minute video can take up to 40 hours of work. While you see 5 minutes on YouTube, are you curious to get a glimpse of what happens with those other 40 hours? If you are, you can hop on over to Patreon, where I started a weekly creator blog to share some insights and commentary on what happens behind the scenes of these videos. And my creator blog is just one of several exclusive content I share on Patreon, so check that out on patreon.com/urbancaffeine. Until next time, don't forget to use sunblock and stay hydrated. Happy summer!